Yeah. So what's up, guys? It's Tommy here, back with a new video. So we'll try to make this quick. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how I color grade. Now, this is not like a universal kind of scientific by the book thing. This is just my own style that I'm showing you. So if there are flaws in what you see, it is what it is, right? I'm not going by any universal coloring principle. I'm just going by my eye. Now, what I'll be using obviously is Premiere Pro. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it in Lumetri, and then I'm gonna show you how I do it in a third-party application called Film Convert, which you can purchase. This is in no way advertising. I'm not, getting paid for that, but you can actually purchase it in the link I also have below. And then I'm gonna stylize it with my own Luts, which I normally use to color grade my videos and add style. Now, if you're interested in getting that, you can purchase it in the link below in my my store, motionboulevard.com. So it'll greatly appreciate it. You support the channel and things like that. So before I get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this video. If you don't like it, dislike it, who cares? Who gives a shit? But yeah, let's get started. All right, so right now we're in Adobe Premiere, and this is a image that I just color graded right now, and this is the final image. So this is how it looked like before. This is how it looks like now. So just to give you a rundown, this is recorded on the Sony a6300 and S-Log 2, and the lens that I used was the Sigma 30mm 1.4. Now, just to give you some insight, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this right here, and then I'm going to bring in an adjustment layer. So this is the first thing that I do, right? I'm gonna bring in an adjustment layer. And let me just, I'll move. Don't pay attention to these right here. These are like just other adjustment layers that are already graded. So what I typically do when I'm on S-Log is I go into basic correction, and I increase the contrast. Now, whatever you want to do is up to you. You could do it at 100. You could do it at 85. Let me just keep it at 85. And then what I like to do is I like to bring a little bit of shadows in, because I like more of a contrasty look, kind of like that early, late 1999, early 2000, like Matrix, Man on Fire kind of look. So I'll bring in those shadows in a little bit, and then what I do is I add a new adjustment layer on top of that, and then before that, let me go back into the previous layer. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just bring in the curves, and then lower those shadows a bit, and then raise those highlights. Yeah, that looks good. So let's go back into the adjustment layer that I just added, right? So what I typically do is I go into the creative. I go into the creative sector, and then I'm gonna go into browse, and then I'm gonna go into my my LUT pack, which is Vintage Films Volume 1. There's a lot more coming up, but and then I go into Rec 709 LUTs. Okay? Because if you go into any, if you, let's say if you already color corrected your footage and then you add a log on top of that, it's gonna make it too contrasty. So I typically go, I pretty much like converted it to Rec 709 first, which I prefer to do, and then I go into the Rec 709 LUTs, and then I'll just add, you know, one of my LUTs. This is more like a vintage look, which I typically like. So you got the, you know, the pink kind of hue going on, you know, kind of like that vintage film kind of look. And then I got this old school, you know, warlike look. And if you want to, and you want to play around with it, I kind of like built these LUTs for color temperatures and tints, right? So don't be afraid to like mess around with the color temperatures and the tints. You see, look at that. It gives it like a real cold war look. And then you can, you know, mess around with the tints a little bit, give it a little bit of green, a little bit of, you know, but I'm gonna keep this neutral. So all of my LUTs are built for that. So don't be afraid to test it. So let's go back into the creative layer. And then, you know, just to show you, this is more like a basic look, you know, pretty standard. And then if you want more of a, you know, vintage look, you know, you got growing up, right? A lot more saturated. And then we got LA sunset, right? And yeah, you know, this is by far like my favorite, but there's plenty more. I don't want to take too much of people's time right now, but yeah, it comes with about 8 LUTs. So the next technique I'm going to show you is what I typically do on a lot of my music videos or some of my YouTube videos if I feel I want to go a little stylish. And it depends on what the artist wants or what the client wants. Sometimes they might not want grain, so I'll take that out. So let me just delete these. Right now, this is an S-Log, right? So let's say you don't want to do all of that. You can, you know, add a new adjustment layer, and then you can go into browse, and you could go into log strength 50, right? So log strength 50 is more for like S-Log 2 LUTs, S-Log 2 footage, and log strength 100 is more for like S-Log 3, like intense, you know, log footage. And you know, whether it's, you know, for like C-Log or V-Log, you know, whatever the intensity is, if it's, you know, like very non-contrasty, then I would suggest log strength 100. So let me go into log strength 50, right? And then look, you know, boom, just like that. Not that much, you know, everything is contrasted already. And if you want to play around with the exposure, raise it up a bit, you could do that. See that? Boom. So yeah, don't be afraid to play with the exposure a little bit. If it's too dark, you want to raise it up. A little too light, but you want to raise it up a little bit. Yeah, don't be afraid to do that. So yeah, so let me show you my primary technique, right? Which is with film convert. Okay, so with film convert, now this is third-party plugin, so you're free to purchase it, but let me wait for this to load. So what I would do is I would take film convert nitrate, and being that this was recorded in the Sony A6300 S-Log 2 Gamut.Cine, Boom. It's already color corrected, right? So what I'll do is I typically like to lower the exposure a little bit. And I go into the color correction. Then I go into the curves a little bit. And then I raise that profile. I'm sorry, that highlight. And then I add another adjustment layer like I always do. Then I go into the color tab, go into creative, and then add my LUT. Oh, no. This is the wrong one. I'm sorry. This is S-Log2. Correction. I go into Rec 709. So if you have Film Convert, I typically go to the Rec 709 LUTs. I do not, unless you want that style. Like I said, this is completely your preference. If you want that ultra contrasty style, then whatever. But I typically add Rec 709 LUTs on Rec 709 converted footage, just to be clear. So you see, look, you know, it's pretty much the same thing as before. You know, and then like I said before, if you want to play around with the color temperatures, you're free to do that. And you know, you're free to do that in the Film Convert. So you can see here, I made it a lot colder. If I want to make it a lot warmer, this is at 100% temperature. You know, so I built these LUTs so it doesn't have to be, you know, stationary. It doesn't have to be stationary. You know, play around with the tints, play around with the temperatures, just so you can get the look that you're going for. So yeah, that's about it. So in my next video, I'm gonna show you how I would work with S-Log3 footage, and I'm gonna keep producing these videos out. They're a lot quicker, a lot more efficient. So yeah, like I said, if you're interested in purchasing my LUT pack, the link is in the description below. If you want to also get Film Convert, the link is also in the description below. And yeah, man, like I said, before I go, make sure you like, you subscribe, you comment. If you're interested in supporting the channel, besides buying the LUT, you can always send me a Cash App. I got the Cash App links down below, PayPal, etc., etc. So yeah, man, enjoy. I hope you guys learned a thing or two, and I'll see y'all next time. All right, peace.